Hello everybody, I'm Yang. Welcome to Tea House, China Radio International's online video talk show. You can watch our program online at www.crienglish.com and also enjoy our program via iPad. To do this, please press CRI Video, and then you can find the teapot button down here. Press it. Here's the program. Today we'll have a cup of tea with Harold Xiao, a professor and investor in energy and environment investment. He will talk about private equity investment in green economy in China.
Harold Xiao is Professor of Energy Economics at Southwest Petroleum University and venture partner at Brightstone Investment Management Hong Kong. He was an economist at Fisher Capital and also an investment strategist at Lincoln Vale LLC, a firm founded by Goldman Sachs private equity founder Phil Cooper. Mr. Xiao was consultant for the State Street Global Market and Morgan Stanley Commodity Trading. He did his undergraduate studies at the University of Oslo, his postgraduate work at the Norwegian University of Science and Technology, MIT and Harvard University. Articles on his research have been published in the New York Times, Wall Street Journal and the China Business Network. Mr. Xiao speaks 5 languages.
Hello Harold, welcome to our program.
Thank you, Yang.
And today I made some tea for you. Please enjoy. Do you like Chinese tea?
Yes. I was told that you make the best tea in China.
I'm flattered, thank you. I hope you like it. Today I made a Zhengshan Xiaozhong for you.
This tastes very good. And it smells very good too.
Well, Harold, before becoming a professor and investor in green economy, you were in Norway for nearly 9 years and 10 years in the United States. Why did you go to study in Norway?
Norway is very far north in Europe, and very few Chinese people pay attention there. Actually, University of Oslo, they have 2 Nobel Prize winners in economics, and I chose to study economics there.
Then why did you go to the US after years in Norway?
After many years in Norway, I started to get a little bit feel I need more challenge. I was young, and Harvard University extended a very good offer to me to do research there, and I took the opportunity.
And what did you study in Norway, and what did you do research in Harvard?
I studied first the economics in University of Oslo, and then I did computational finance in Norwegian University of Science and Technology. At Harvard, I was in economics department and did research in capital market.
I know that you also did research in MIT. And what did you do there then?
It is a continuation of my research in Harvard, with focus on risk management and portfolio construction. We basically analyze the risk of investment portfolio and optimize the parameters and build the best risk-return profile for the portfolio.
And then, why did you move from Ivy League universities to Wall Street?
When I was in MIT, I noticed there is a trend. The top business school in the country are starting to hire people with a PhD degree and a long-time industry experience. And the students in the classroom like the professors with experience. I think I want to be that kind of professor with some industry experience. So I took a job in a private equity firm in Boston. It was 2005. I liked my job in a private equity firm in Boston, a research analyst there, doing fund-of-fund research. And we pick the managers, and then we make the portfolios of investment.
What is the case that you are most proud of?
We are most proud of one thing that we select the best manager. So we we invested in one of the best private equity fund in the US. It is called, I don't know if you know, it's KKR, which is one of the best of the private equity firm in US.
And what led you to China?
This is by accident. I was in a business conference, and so I sat beside with a gentleman from Brightstone, and we talked about private equity in China, exchanged our views, and he asked me why I don't come back, and he also explained the opportunity in China, and I was excited and decided to come back.
What opportunity did he explain to you?
Basically, he told me the private equity industry in China is still in the early stage. There's a lot of growth opportunity here, and also there's a huge demand for expertise for people who have international experience.
And what have you found after being here for 3 months?
I really like my job, and I do believe there are a lot of opportunities, because basically we get better return here, and we have less risk, and also we are doing very well right now. The return in our fund and actually in private equity firm in general in China is better than the average in Wall Street.
What are you doing currently?
Actually, we did very well. Like we just got an IPO this year, and our investment get 10 times. So this is like a jackpot in the US.
Well, it's tea time. Let's have a cup of tea, and then we will talk about green economy.
Okay.
Okay, Harold, welcome back. When did you start to get involved in green economy investments?
Oh, this was about 10 years ago when I was in Norway. As you may know, Norway is a front runner in environmental protection and also environmental technologies. And I was the lucky ones who can get a taste of green energy investment in the late 90s.
How is the green energy industry in Europe, America, and China right now?
Right now, I will say Europe is ahead, both in terms of technology and also the market. The US have the technology, but the market side is a little bit behind due to the regulations, and also because of the US government didn't put much effort on it. China is actually a fast runner. It's a latecomer, but grow very fast. We have a lot of manufacturing capability in wind, in solar, and in a lot of environmental technologies. And there are a lot of investment, but we are a little bit behind in technology side.
What are the most notable features of the green economy development in China compared to Europe and America?
Right now, we grow very fast. Every year, like the solar industry grow like 60–70% per year. Other industry in the green energy, green economy is almost the same. They grow very, very fast. There are a lot of money put in. Government encourages us. We export a lot, and I will say we are catching up very fast.
What are the challenges for China to develop a green economy?
The problem for us is the lack of core technologies. For example, in solar, we still have to import the core component from US and Europe. In the wind, it's almost the same. We have to import some turbines. This is a problem for our long-term development. And also, our market, we depend a lot on the foreign market. For example, some of the solar firms, they export 90% of their product to Europe or US.
And how can we deal with this situation?
I noticed the Chinese government is putting more policy to encourage Chinese people, Chinese firms to use green energy at home and at office and in the firms. There is a lot of subsidy. For example, if you use solar, you use wind, the government will give you like 40 cents per kilowatt, and also use tax reduction to encourage the firms to use more green energy. In the technology development side, I will say this is a problem for our country, and we will need more reform to encourage more R&D from the private sector.
Okay, it's tea time. Please enjoy another cup of tea, and then we will talk about private equity investment in green economy in China. Hello, Harold. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How is the private equity industry doing in China?
Right now, private equity industry in China is kind of like internet in the later 90s in US. A lot of people, a lot of money moved in that industry. And a lot of the firms label themselves as a private equity firm. I will say after maybe 5 or 10 years, half of the private equity firm today will disappear.
Why do you think the private equity should invest in green energy and environment?
This is a very good question. Historically, people like to invest in real estate, in financial firms, in consumption, because you get a good return. But China is in a growth stage. We have huge demand for energy, and that demand cannot be satisfied by traditional energy. We have to invest in green energy to help our long-term growth. And because of another side of the development is pollution. We have a lot of acid rain, and we have a lot of air pollution, as you can see it. So we do have to invest in environmental technology to clean up our environment.
Historically, few people have made money in this industry. How can you guys be successful?
We are not successful yet. We are trying to. The investment in that area demand a lot of expertise. We pick up the niche player very carefully and foster them with our expertise, grow them, and so far we are doing well.
What's the process of your investment?
The investment process is kind of like people dating. So basically you meet a lot of people, interesting people, and it's like firms, a lot of interesting firms. We meet with them, we ask a lot of questions, do our due diligence. We usually also have an assessment by industry experts. Our investment committee will pull the trigger and do the investment.
What is the average return every year?
In our fund, we are about 45% per year. So it's above average. And I believe we will continue on to be successful.
Each firm has a different development stage, and from the early stage and the middle stage and then a mature stage. And what kind of companies do you invest?
Right now we invest in growth stage. This means they are usually big enough they have stable cash flow and they have sizable profit, and they are usually ready to do IPO in 2-3 years.
Please give us some detailed examples.
We invested in Zhenhua Solar 1 year ago. It is in Anhui province, and they make solar panels and the structure to support the solar panel. They are actually they supply a lot of equipment to Suntech, which is one of the largest solar panel manufacturers in the world. We like them because of they have stable cash flow, they have a unique technology which have a high barrier for other competitor, and their market is growing due to they can sell globally and also inside China.